You are a very talented MC. But for me, I require more of myself and others than just talent or charm or charisma, particularly in times of urgent crisis.
Never gave up best YouTuber in the world. Never gave up the best YouTuber in the world.
What part of the game is this?
Drake?
Now, y'all heard what Mos Def said about Drake.
Drake is pop to me. In the sense, like, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping. It's the message that I can use.
Right.
You know, what's in it for your audience apart from, like, banging the pom-poms?
And I'm not gonna lie, I thought Mos was hating, but now it seems like Yassine Bey, aka Mos Def, is coming back to explain these statements. So I'm gonna hear him out, cause y'all know Drake is my GOAT, but I'm willing to listen. And so let's see what he said.
I'd like you all to hear what it is that I have to say as it relates to some of the comments that I made about Drake. First of all, I don't hate anyone. My opinion is mine. It's legal in all states, as far as I'm aware. It was not an opportunity to try to slander him or to clown on him. I have reached out to him. I have no response just yet, but you know, I'm not keen to talk about people or to them through a screen. I prefer to talk to people directly. But I will say this, the young man is very talented. He's been able to be very successful with that talent, and I have no issue with his success or anything that he's been able to achieve as a result of his talent. I do feel that some of the criticism that he's received in the past has been mean-spirited and unfair. So I don't want to participate in that. And if I was perceived to be harsh or mocking or taunting, that is not my intention. And Drake, if you're watching or if you come across this, that was not my intention, brother. I've never had no issue with you personally. I don't know you well enough to even have any sort of issue with you in that regard. Nonetheless, it's not sacrilegious to have a critique or an opinion of a public figure, particularly one of that magnitude in current modern culture. It was a question that I was asked, and I answered it as earnestly and as diplomatically as I possibly could. Forgive my Brooklyn. With that being said, at this given time, and let me be clear with this, at this given time that we are all living through, this is not where the focus ought to be. But what one artist or MC thinks of another one. I get it. It's something that people notice, and the different media outlets seized on that one aspect of the interview, the I Have a Retro, and they completely ignored the context. Completely ignored the context. What I was speaking about was a larger reality. and my opinion, which I feel is totally valid. There was no slander or intended slander at all. And that's the size of it. I wish that there was this much energy about human rights and real justice and resolving real life or death conflicts where blood is happening. And some of that blood is the blood of innocents and children. Drake, if you would like to speak to me directly, you can at any point. I reached out to Chappelle, asked him to reach out to you. I DM'd you. You are a very talented MC. But for me, I require more of myself and others than just talent or charm or charisma, particularly in times of urgent crisis. And what I would like to see in terms of creators or creative people in the world as it relates to our culture is for people to connect with us beyond the jukebox or the dance floor. You know, a fair weather friend can hardly be called a friend at all. The people who party with you, that's cool, but will they show up if you're at the triage or you're in a crisis situation? And all friendships are tested in not times of ease, but in times of hardship. So for whatever you perceive, for whatever your level of understanding is or is not, we can all agree across spectrums that this is a critical time for human beings in the terms of human endeavor. And cultural biases and preferences aside, that's right, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice every day as a standard to aspire to, at the very least. At the very least, to aspire to. And it's not easy, but it ain't difficult either. It's not easy, but it ain't difficult either.
So what I took from that is Mos Def said those things about Drake because he has an opinion on very successful people who don't use their platform to give back to the world and assist with these international issues that are going on in the world. And yes, genocide, world hunger, and a lot of other issues face human beings every day, and those things need to be addressed. For me, I don't think it's fair to point at every successful person or rich person and say, you need to do this with your money or your platform. Just like somebody would look at Mos Def, who's obviously somebody who cares about these issues, and say, well, you rich, you could give more, right? And I'm assuming that Mos Def is doing well in life. But, you know, it's some people where it's like, whatever you give is not enough. Also, we can't be naive to the fact that you never know what happened in your life that brought you to the person that you are today. And I'm willing to guarantee that if Mos Def had Drake's success, he would not be the guy who we see on this screen before us right now. He might be a totally different person. He might be at the house in a $1 billion mansion like Drake, focusing on his skincare and moisturizing his scalp. And his biggest problem might be how to take some girl from a rapper or keep his baby mama happy. And I feel like in life, we have to accept some things. And number one, you have to accept who you are. Number two, you have to accept how the world is and how other people are. Everybody is not going to join your cause. It's more important for you to fight whatever you believe in or fight for whatever you believe in. You can't always wait for everybody around you to come to your aid. And I'm not saying that Mos Def is doing that, but you can come off a certain way if you try to, let's say, enlist people into your cause too aggressively. Because one thing I will say is people are going to chop up this clip and they're not going to play what I played for y'all. They going to cut it up and they going to make it seem like Mos Def said something different. They going to focus on Mos Def DM'd him. Mos Def said he want people to speak beyond the jukebox. I've already seen these clips. And just like he said, because this was a 24-minute video, people post stuff without the context. And I hope y'all understand, I try to give y'all the full context. Because to me, I got straight to the root of the issue. And just like somebody else said, I think it was Hot 97 who also said, this is on brand for Yasin Bey, a.k.a. Mos Def. I'm not surprised he feels like this. And, you know, it's not a big shock to me. And just like Drake, if I'm Aubrey, I accept this apology and I understand that people like Mos Def will always call upon me or want to call upon me to do more with my platform. Because it's people like this all over. It's people who always look at the super duper successful guy and say, you know, you could do more. You could do this. You can do that. Why won't you use your platform to cause awareness to this or that? And Mos Def is just one of those people. And it goes back to what I was saying. You have to accept this. And maybe Drake will reach out to Mos Def and they'll have a conversation. And maybe Drake will start to get more active into a couple of causes and it will be cool. But for right now, I guess I'm going to take my own advice and I'm going to accept that's how Mos Def is. I felt like he was hating at first, but with this explanation, I kind of see what type of person he is. And it's not a bad thing. He's just one of these guys. Like, I don't know if the term is spiritual. I don't know if the term is woke. I don't know if the term is grassroots or somebody who was into, let's say, world outreach. You know, somebody who's always giving back to not only his environment or his country or his town or city, but somebody who wants to help the world. But he's one of those people, you know what I mean? Like he's that type. And yeah, I do think it's on brand for him. So let me know what y'all think about this. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I think some powerful words from Mos Def, but I'm hoping that Drake will take it in kind and we'll see what happens. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I will see y'all next time. Peace.